So what's up, people, and welcome to another One Piece chapter discussion. Yeah. So 986 came out, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. Now before I start, I do want to say that this is a spoiler-free discussion. So for anybody who's still in the early stages of One Piece or who's only watched the anime, don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. But because of that, I won't be saying much of anything in terms of the plot. And so if anybody wanted to come here expecting to hear a lot about the plot or discuss that, then I apologize. I won't be going into any of that. But yeah, 986 was pretty amazing. It was, well, it's the start, right? It's the start of the big one. The big one in Wano. The one that we've been waiting for so long. And we know that it's going to now become a trigger. Or it's triggering the major things that are going to be happening in this story. And one thing I liked about chapter 986 is not only is it emotional, is it an impactful trigger to what's coming, but it's a really good tribute to what I would say are classic samurai stories, samurai movies even, if you want to say it that way. The way chapter 986 ended was so similar to what I would say you see in classic samurai stories, such as, the Seven Samurai or the Shini no Samurai, right? Or the 47 Ronin. And I'm not talking about the Keanu Reeves one. I'm talking about the true original classic, Chushingura. This was a very good tribute to that sort of story. And I'm hoping that that continues to go on, because that would be epic to see that part of the story go the way it's going. But my gosh, the Oda has set this up to be such a big event. And from what I hear, this is probably going to be the biggest battle so far we've seen, which is incredible, because that means, and people have already said this, that this is bigger than Marineford. And I got a feeling this is, considering just how many big players have, come together. Even within the last few chapters, we've seen so many huge characters appear that, it's gonna be epic. And considering how emotional everything has been, and 986 is, I would say, the third really emotional chapter since Wano has started. The first one, it's about the first one. I won't say anything again due to spoilers, but it's the one that the anime viewers should be coming to soon. Considering I see where they are, and with that, I won't say anymore. The second one, that was a huge one. And then the third one is this one, because again, it follows that classic samurai story so well, and with that brings the emotion. So this is going to be a fierce battle. And I got a feeling it may even be more emotionally impactful than Marineford, which is surprising, because Marineford was one of the most emotionally impactful battles we've ever seen in One Piece, and potentially in other battles, right? Marineford was huge. Marineford was as big as anything you saw in Lord of the Rings, the cinematic version, and it was bigger than anything you saw in Game of Thrones. You could arguably say that. Some people may disagree, but I feel that it was bigger than anything there. And this is supposed to be even bigger than that. And seeing who is coming together on both sides, it's going to be huge. And it's interesting because you already see in the forums, people speculating who's going to fight who. And they're choosing from chapter 986. Oh yeah, this person's gonna fight that person. This one person's gonna fight that person. And of course, Luffy's gonna fight the big bad, right? But I don't know. I mean, even in chapter 986, they didn't even show many of the really, really big players that have come in. One of them being a certain faction, a certain family that's been desperately trying to get into Wano, and they seem to not be able to because something always gets in their way and they can't seem to get through. But one of these days, that faction is going to come through, and when they do, oh my gosh, the players in that faction, the powerhouses in that faction haven't even come out yet. So what's interesting is you see in the forums people guessing all of these lineups of who's going to fight who. Zoro's going to fight this person. Sanji's going to fight this person. But I haven't even seen anybody mention about the people in that faction. And although I am questioning whether the strongest member of that faction, minus the leader of course, is even there, because I haven't seen that character in the Wano part. All the other members of that faction seem to be there. And my gosh, they have some seriously strong players. We know that from the story where that faction came out, right? And of course, then we haven't also seen one of the big players that we just recently come out appear. I mean, we knew that there was a good probability he was going to come out, and of course, just in the recent chapters, he finally came out. And he was the reason, again, why the faction, the family, wasn't able to come through, is because this guy played blocker for a while. But, yeah. These guys haven't even appeared in 986 yet, and these guys are tremendously powerful, and yet there's already so many powerful members. It's become so big and so powerful that it almost feels like Luffy is playing almost a small role in this. You remember how Marineford was that way too? There was so many giants in that I'm not talking about literally giants. I'm talking about really powerful people in that story. That when Luffy came out, although it kind of revolved around him, he played kind of a minor role for a long time in that. And I feel it's kind of that way here too. And I think that's a good thing because of the fact that, of course, there is still a lot for Luffy to develop. And as strong as he's become, he's far stronger than, of course, when he was in Marineford. But my gosh, the people who have come together. Yeah. And I got a feeling this ain't the complete group yet either. There are characters that we haven't seen yet in Wano that's going to come out. And I am looking forward to a certain group. And again, to avoid spoilers, I'm not going to talk about it. I'll just mention Dressrosa. There's a certain group that befriended the Straw Hats in Dressrosa, and I would love to see them come out, because there's at least one team within that group that will be seriously good against one team in the adversaries so far in Wano. And that's all I'm going to say. But, yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be emotional. And it's just started. So I am seriously looking forward to this. This is going to blow the doors off of Alabasta. This is going to blow the doors off Skypiea. This is going to blow the doors off of Water 7. And I hear it's going to be even greater than Marineford. So my gosh, this is just the beginning of a huge roller coaster ride. Anyway, that's about it. If you read 986, what do you think about it? And please, please, because this is a spoiler-free video, I would like to ask, whatever you comment, please keep it spoiler-free, such that even somebody who's still in something like the Water 7 arc can read your comments and not get spoiled. Which means again, don't talk about certain characters, even in the Straw Hats, because early readers of the chapters may get spoiled if you mention too many people. Okay, that's about it. Sorry for the vagueness, but I wanted to keep this spoiler free. And all I just wanted to say is, yeah, let's keep on going. So for everybody, thank you very much. And until the next One Piece video, and I'll probably bring out more as we keep on going, more often than now, because I do want to bring out some more, not chapter discussions, but essay videos. And I hope you join me at that time. And anyway, until the next video, happy manga reading, happy anime watching, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.